We ask and you answer. This is Stephanie in the Morning, where locals take the mic. Your neighbor, your favorite shop owner, maybe you. Business, community, culture, and whatever's on your mind over coffee. Let's start the day together. Powered by Lemonade-O. Hello and good morning. We are live from Mashpee TV. I've got Jack Richardson on the show with us this morning. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely Friday.
Oh my God.
Coffee we've had, but exciting
Not
weekend.
enough.
No, never enough.
It's been one of those weeks where I have like most of my hosts. So I run an entertainment company. We run Lemonade-O, which we do over 500 events a year. And that includes our 3 farmers markets, music, trivia, bingo, karaoke, DJs. We've got a fabulous staff. We're all a lot. We're all in entertainment, right? And so everyone was on vacation this week. And so my husband and I are like, you, me. Where are we? Oh, this is awful.
Yeah.
Cannot run it alone.
So you guys were at each DJ's location.
It was, oh my God. Literally. I was like, Cliff, you're there tonight. I'm here. And I had already had a gig that day at Margaritaville. Yeah. And packed, by the way. We're so full. Cape Cod is full. We're here. Early. Yeah, like there's no room for more people. So I wanted to have Jack on to talk about your running. How does one arrive in their life where they're like, you know what? I'm going to run for this. I'm going to run for state rep.
A lot of it's curiosity. You know? So when I first really started paying attention when I was in 8th grade, during the first Trump election. And I was curious on how does this happen?
Yeah.
And then after that, I just had an interest in politics. I originally thought I was going to study more international relations, but in the end, I focused on more domestic policy. I worked on some campaigns in my teens. Then I went to American University in Washington, D.C. And studied public administration.
Yeah, that's the place you go, right?
It's the place you go, focusing on local government administration and political science. And then after working on the successful campaign of our state senator, Dylan Fernandez, I served as his district director all last year, where I met you and a lot of great people here in Mashpee, representing the senator across the district and in the South Shore and Upper Cape. And then a 1-year seat had opened up on the Falmouth Select Board because a member had resigned a year early. And I always been a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Yep. And I was like, let me try this out. So I became the youngest member in the 300-year history of Falmouth.
Being on the select board is so tough.
It's a lot of work.
I see what our select board goes through, and I was like, God bless. Like,
yeah, I don't miss the going home at 11:45.
Well, that's it, because you've got everybody's issues, not just like one side or the other side. It's all of the sides, and then it's town people, and then it's town politics, and then it's not on my front lawns, and there's a lot of feelings to deal with.
It's a really thankless job. I think this district has 3 tremendous select boards who a lot of members who've been there a long time in the community a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But then after that, I served, and we really delivered. We got 3 really important things done in my turn. We passed something you guys have had here in Mashpee a long time, a residential tax exemption, lowering taxes for our year-round
so
residents.
Important. I mean, in the age of, we saw it happen really during the pandemic, where the B&Bs popped up, or people coming into the space, and we were just not built for the infrastructure of having all of the people all of the time.
Exactly. I mean, 50% increase in the median home price. So lowering taxes for our veterans on fixed incomes,
so
our
important.
Seniors, working families. We were the first municipality outside of Greater Boston to restrict ICE. They don't have a valid judicial warrant. They're not welcome on town property, because we believe in due process, and we believe in protecting our vibrant immigrant community. And finally, I was the deciding vote to block a project over Long Pond Watershed. And then we placed the land around the watershed by over a 2/3 vote in town meeting into permanent conservation, so future generations have clean drinking water. So
amazing.
That's what I've already done. And I was
in 1 year time.
In one year. Got a little pat on the back there.
Yeah, right.
And now I've decided to run for state representative for Falmouth, Mashpee, and Bourne, because ultimately I think that we need a new generation of leadership who will push for results, push Beacon Hill to deliver. I think both political parties need to do more for communities like Mashpee, like Falmouth, like Bourne.
Yeah.
And everyday people are feeling forgotten right now. And one thing I've really appreciated about this campaign is we're going door to door across the district. Everyone's issues are different. And, you know, we want to reach as many voters as possible.
What has that been like going door to door? I mean, I would be so nervous. What's up, Dan Chase? Dan Chase says he's got my vote with that jacket.
Thank you, Dan.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've done it in the past for other candidates.
Yeah.
It's very interesting doing it for myself, though.
I've done public speaking my entire life, but intimate one-on-one settings, I get so awkward.
People really appreciate it. Most people, some people are like, get off my lawn. But that's okay.
There's always that.
That's okay. Yeah, it's really interesting. I find that, you know, people appreciate being met where they're most comfortable. That's why I'm trying to go to as many events as I can in the day. But yeah, having a one-on-one conversation with me or a volunteer, they can really give their issues and their takes and learn a bit about me on, you know, just a 4x12.
Well, that's exactly it. It's like, what right now, audience, what would you say about yourself when you've got a postcard of this is me? Yeah. This is me on a postcard. What would you even say to that?
Yeah. And the biggest thing that I've learned launching this campaign and through my postcard is no beards. I have not been able to change that one, so we had to change the literature because it was like let's try it, let's see, you know, rough around the edges, like no beards.
No,
Cape Cod,
clean cut. I want to see your face.
Yeah,
when you lie to me, I want to see your face. No, I'm kidding.
That's
it's just hard. It's hard to balance. I don't know in 2026 what even balance looks like. I think people are afraid, frazzled, frustrated, and for whatever reason, just saying whatever's on their mind out loud in public gives no cares.
Yeah. It's helpful it's two things. What's helpful for me, because I do actually feel that I think there was a time where people kind of didn't feel comfortable saying what they had to say.
Yeah.
I feel people are saying what they say. But then also you have a whole degree of like, you know, there's a lot of negativity.
Well,
I do tell my friends, guys, I get hate comments now. I've made it. You know?
Welcome.
So
I was told, I hate your laugh. Get off the radio. And there's nothing I can do about that. That is real. It's not fake. It's what it is. Yeah. I can't change that.
We you know, you roll with the punches. We laugh with it. We keep going.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a sign of strength. And we're trying to keep it as positive as we can. You know, there are differences in this race, but you know, we keep it positive.
Why this race in particular?
Yeah, because I think this district deserves a representative who will be there and can deliver more. And I think Cape Cod, you know, is seeing the forefront of our climate issues, the forefront of our housing crisis, all of our big structural changes that we needed. The Cape is the anywhere in this Commonwealth that's being the most effective. So I think we need a representative who's going to be pushing Beacon Hill to do more than they've traditionally done.
I don't know how one wakes up one day and starts assembling a team, as you're saying, where do you find these people? How does one even start a campaign? I'm always so curious about how someone just wakes up one day and it's like, I'm going to go into politics. You knew you went to school for it. You planned for this. Yeah. But what does the strategy look like?
Yeah, so I've actually, this is a great story for my campaign. My campaign chair, Colleen Brady, 40-year Teamster down in Washington with their political team. I actually met her knocking doors for a different candidate 2 years ago.
Okay.
So she was the first door I knocked, and she had just moved. She had had a house in Seacoast Shores, but she just moved here full time 2 years ago. And I knocked her door and I said, "Hey, I'm Jack Richardson." Blah, blah, blah. And she, because she had been from that world, she kind of knew about it. But she was from DC, taxation with no representation. And we have the most localized government anywhere in the country. So explaining how that all worked to her and everything was great. And then she reached out to me because she was thinking of running a town meeting. And I said, "Hey, I'm thinking of running a state rep." She's like, "Let me know what you need." So then I asked her to be my campaign chair. So that's turned out into, you know, we're going to dozens of events and stuff and being around the district, but this is just being out in the community and meeting people.
Yeah.
Is really how I've assembled this team. And from a broader sense, it's, you know, we have neighbors from every precinct in the district knocking doors, talking to their neighbors because they believe in the message. They believe in the need for a new generation of leadership. So, one thing I think that we need to change is it's too expensive to run for office.
I don't know. Like, what does that entail? You've got to throw parties. You've got to, you know, jazz. Like, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Every vote is expensive.
JackPRichardson.com/donate. Top right button.
Flash.
It'd be in the top right. a lot of house parties, which are fun because that way you also get to meet and greet people and know their issues.
Yeah.
Call time, which is cold calling people, which
Yep.
I'm not a fan of.
No one wants to talk to you in 2026.
No one wants to talk to you.
Even when people I know are calling me, I'm like, ew. It's like, do we have an appointment? We don't. What's up, Tara?
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us. Cold calling, so hard.
Yeah, so that's been the part that I haven't enjoyed is the fundraising. But we've done a really good job so far. We're gonna keep it up because that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But we got to make it more expensive. I have a friend actually who's running for office in Connecticut. They have a public financing system where they match the donations, the small dollar donations.
Okay.
If you get a certain number of donations from people who literally live in your district under a certain, I think it's like $50. It's a really small threshold. They'll basically double and triple your finances. We have that at the statewide level. So your governor, your secretary of state, attorney general have that option, but we don't for small races like this. But that would have the biggest impact on smaller races because you're not trying to reach a whole Commonwealth of 8 million people. You're just trying to reach 45,000 people in 3 towns. So I think it's something a pilot we should explore is doing it more for smaller races like mine.
What has been the biggest aha moment? Has there been a surprise that you're like, oh, I didn't know that? What?
In Falmouth, there is a small, it's not even a zip code. There's like 150 houses called Smallville. Yeah, in Hatchville.
Okay.
There's like 150 houses. It's like technically you'll see it on like if you go on the a voter map or like some post offices will show like Smallville. Yeah, and I've lived in Falmouth my whole life. I said there's literally 100 houses.
Going to Smallville.
It's like, but that's one thing I've really appreciated about the Cape is it's so village oriented, where people have pride in their communities. And that's really refreshing and great to see is people really, caring about where they're from.
Well, because when you look at the high level view of what's going on in the world, where you feel like you don't have control, you feel like you don't have your say, feel like no one's actually representing you. When we get granular and go to our towns, I feel like that is where we can make the biggest impact, where people are showing up. Go to a town committee, please. We have 1 million seats open. Please join a town committee. I think we just got somebody new for the Economic and Business Development Committee in Mashpee. I think we've got 2 open seats right now. We're looking for a real estate and at-large position. And I think we just got a resume for our commercial position.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love watching how things work. My household is a big how it's made family. But it is really incredible to watch it from the other side. And you really do have the ability to talk to your neighbors and friends and make a local difference.
And that's one thing I'm particularly proud of that I've done in Falmouth. I've been trying to get more in Mashpee and Bourne, but I've recruited in this last town election, I recruited a science teacher in her mid-30s to run for my seat on the select board.
Cool.
A 24-year-old climate planner to get on our planning board, and a 25-year-old to get on our housing authority. So I love seeing youth in action.
Like it's so important. Do you get that a lot? Like people look at you when you're doing these door knockings, when you're doing these personal meetings, like you're too young. What do you know?
So that's actually been another one of the biggest surprises is I never lead with age. I'm focused on issues. But people are so appreciative of it. And I thought people were like, oh, he's too young, he's inexperienced. But it's like, no, people want new perspectives. People want a next generation to lead. And it's been really refreshing, I think, to see.
Oh, yeah, because we're like, well, we tried. Here you go.
Take the keys. Yeah.
Well, I'm also of Gen X where we're like, all right, somebody else do the work. We're good. It's time. Who's stepping up next? Because we're exhausted. We've been going since we were 11. We're done. So it is really nice to see young people not only engaged, but really charged to do something.
Yeah, I mean, like I've mentioned, it's my generation that's going to bear the brunt of all of these challenges and the generations after me. So we're at a point with a number of crises on affordability, on climate, on our civil rights issues again, where we need a generation who, I only know a system of politics that doesn't work for everyday, ordinary working people. And we need people who recognize that and are going to say, enough is enough. It's very reminiscent of, Vietnam protesters back in the day. That was run by, people who were then in college and just out of college. And we're kind of, It feels like history is a circle, and
It is.
and we're back there again.
Yeah, but these aren't the 90s jeans I don't want to wear anymore that I've given to my daughter. This is something totally different.
Yeah, well, the wide barrel legs. That's the new one. Yeah.
Like, what? I already did this. No, go upstairs. In fact, I was at the Lobster Trap last week. I met my dad and my brother was visiting from New York, and we're talking, and some woman commented on this girl's shirt. She's like, I found it in a Tupperware thing up in the attic, and my mom was like, Baba, why are you in my stuff? And I'm like, oh my God. History does repeat. It is cyclical. People come around. What do voters need to know about you?
Yeah. Well, I'm Jack Richardson. I'm a lifelong Cape Codder. I grew up here, Falmouth Public Schools, K through 12. Sorry, I'm a Clipper for the people from Mashpee.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. One of our kids was a Clipper.
Yeah,
we had school of choice. She wanted it. We said, go ahead. Get it, girl.
And yeah, I have worked for small business across the Cape. I'm currently working a few days a week at Coffee O in Falmouth while I run.
Awesome.
I work, morning shifts, and I go knock doors. It's great to, you actually hear people's concerns a lot at the register. I'm like, great, I got a line now.
Well, yeah.
Talk to me after.
That's put it on one of these postcards. We'll talk later.
Exactly. Put it in the website. But no, I kid. But yeah, I've grown up here, but like I've mentioned before, I'm not new to this. I've served on the select board, served on the housing authority, served in town meeting, worked for Senator Fernandez, managed campaigns across the Commonwealth and across the country. So I'm not new to this by any means. But I'm someone who, Democrat or Republican, I think we need to call on leadership and the legislature to do more for our communities. So that's who I am, and I wear my heart on my sleeve, my opinions on my chest. But I'm someone who wants to hear your issues. JackPRichardson.com, cell number 508-566-5114. I'm open.
He will answer and take your text.
I will
Clipper
answer.
for life, Dan Chase. Listen, I married a Falmouth Townie. I got him to move all the way into Mashpee, 1 whole mile.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. That's a big change.
We're right behind the fairgrounds. You know where we are.
Yeah.
And yes, we've got the fair coming up next week. So just brace yourself. Remember, and reminder to everybody in my neighborhood that has a meltdown every single year when the traffic is happening. You know it's happening. You can go on vacation this week. In fact, we used to, when the kids were little and there was so much going on, go on vacation during this week just so that we could preserve our peace and do it. Now I love it. I'll be at the demo derby. Nice. I'll be, calling stuff from the booth. We'll be shooting off t-shirt cannons. We have our limited edition demolition derby t-shirts that we've got.
We're going to film a video of me. We haven't decided what ride yet.
Amazing.
But I'm going to wear a suit and take one of the rides, and my friend's going to film me.
Amazing. I love it. Feel free to come on over to the demo derby if it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Please do so.
We'll do.
We are registering people to vote at our farmers markets. All 3 of them, you'll find people registering you to vote. We don't care what your views are. I mean, if you want to talk about them, great, but just get yourself registered to vote. I was on the naughty list with the town, and they mailed me all of the papers that yes, I still live here. Yes, I am me. And then I had to do it for all of the kids that are living with me because nobody can afford to live here. And they're all living with me right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's something like I believe we are one of, if not the only state that does that, where every year you get the municipal census. Mm-hmm. I think we should change it to be, triannually. I think a year is a lot of paperwork for people to constantly. I don't think it should be, you need constant. Are you there's something said of yes, we need to make sure.
Can't we do this online until somebody doesn't and then we mail? Like, I feel like it's so wasteful.
Yeah. It's a lot of paper and it's a lot of process. But yeah, I think, if you don't want to vote for me, that's cool, but it's not cool if you don't vote. Actually, maybe this time it's okay. But it's really important to vote because it's a right we have. It's a privilege, and if you don't vote, you can't complain. You can't complain if you don't vote. So
I agree.
So I think it's great.
I mean, you can go on one of the Facebook messages and do whatever it is you're going to do there, scream into the void. I feel like a lot of people find it cathartic. That's totally fine. But when you cross over to nasty town with no direction, my biggest gripe is the people that complain, but there's no maybe try this or here's the solution here. It's just a flat out complaint.
Whatever happened to Googling things?
Yeah, right? We don't do that anymore. Let's go on Facebook and see what everybody else's opinion is before this. Yeah. Let's stir the pot a little. We don't Google anymore. We chat GPT it or Claude it or whatever it is that you're doing with your co-pilot. And then you decide that's not good enough. Let's get on social media and complain. It's great.
Yeah.
What is the biggest differentiator between you and the current administration?
Yeah. Well, I'll say I have a lot of respect for my opponent. We both went to American University, and I respect anyone who's given the amount of service to the office that he has. We have a lot of very significant issues and differences in this race. Like I mentioned, I led and we passed the first municipality outside of Greater Boston to ban ICE from town property. My opponent has filed legislation in the State House to support what ICE is doing and protect their right to essentially go after tax documents. The Cape is one of the largest Luso-Brazilian diasporas anywhere in this country. A big Cape Verdean population, a big Brazilian population. I stand with them 110% of the way. And I think that's totally unacceptable. That's the biggest difference. He was one of only 13 members to vote against bipartisan affordable housing legislation, Republicans and Democrats voting for that. I'm someone who thinks we need to do more on housing. Like you mentioned, your kids are living with you. They can't afford to live here. They gotta go.
They gotta go.
We gotta get your kids out, and the way we do that is by having legislation in place to make it easier. Zoning or environmental regulations are absolutely important, but if this permitting time takes too long to do things, there needs to be more financial resources to build here in areas that make sense. And he was one of only 13 members to vote against that piece of legislation. So those are two big significant differences in this race. And like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, my opinions on my chest. I'm not afraid to say what needs to change. And those are two things where, I'm solely on the side with the people in this district and not, national priorities.
What are your thoughts on some other hot button issues? And if you've got a question for Jack and you want to ask it, please drop it in the chat wherever you're watching from, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, LinkedIn. We appreciate you checking in with us today. We've got Jack Richardson. He's running for the 3rd Barnstable District State Rep.
Falmouth. All of Mashpee, Falmouth precincts 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's a kind of a hodgepodge. Born 3, 4.
Where do the other people in Falmouth go?
With the islands, they cross the pond.
You guys,
yeah.
Who makes these decisions?
Beacon Hill, and it's too confusing. Geography-wise, when you have a peninsula and 2 islands, it's a little difficult. But Woods Hole, downtown, and West Falmouth is with Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. And I managed Rep. Moakley's campaign. We won the 14 voters of Gosnold in the primary.
Oh, okay. So 14 voters over there.
We won it. So
Smallville, Gosnold. I bet you're learning today about all the small little nooks and crannies that include our great Cape. So
all of Mashpee. So if you're watching
all of
from
Mashpee,
you're good.
And then where else?
So it's 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. What that means in English is T-Ticket, Wacoit, Hatchville, Smallville, North Falmouth. So 02536.
Yeah.
And then North Falmouth.
Which, by the way, thank you very much. I was just running some numbers, and it looks like the 02536 is the biggest visitor of Mashpee. More so than Mashpee. So
there we go. Shouts
it's
out.
like, welcome.
Yeah.
What's up, Kathy? Thanks for joining us on the show this morning. We're yapping with Jack Richardson. We're talking about the district in which that he is trying to run for and serve. And then, so it's all of Mashpee, those parts of Falmouth.
Born, it's 4, 5, 6, which is Monument Beach, Pocasset, Katomet. Very small amount.
Okay. Yep.
Bourne Village. Just a little bit of Bourne, but very important. And of course, you can never go wrong representing Somerset Creamery.
Yeah. Yep. No complaints there.
Yeah. Was there last night.
You can fight about the best ice cream. All of it is the best. That's the answer.
Yeah,
if it's on
exactly.
Cape Cod, we will take all of it.
Exactly.
We've got our favorites here in Mashpee as well, whether it's Smitty's or it's Polar Cave.
Mm-hmm.
Whistle Stop is even in here at some point, and they're also in Mo Beach too.
Yep.
Don, you're a great guy, great ice cream, and I love the little train that rolls around. It's it's summer. That's what we do here. We've got a few more weeks of it. Cape Cod Baseball League game. Get out and go watch them. Hydrangea Festival is ending this weekend, and then of course the World Cup is finally ending.
Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, big game. Yeah. Go Spain.
I don't know. I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah.
I loved, first off, I loved the Scottish. They were so entertaining, amusing. My husband and I have visited quite regularly. We always said that if we were to retire, have a place somewhere in Scotland because we've been to Fringe. We absolutely have friends there. We love it so much. Their attitude on life is just like, have another beer and things get better. But also, nowhere else in the world can you grab a sandwich for $3 and go stare at a castle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty epic to go visit. If you haven't wanted to go visit them, this, I think, made people go, Scotland, you're fun.
Yeah. I just love also the European sports culture coming over here.
Yeah.
And just, I was fortunate enough to travel as well to Japan last year.
Very cool.
Seeing a baseball game there was insane.
Yeah, because they're such rabid baseball fans.
They had a full percussion band for both teams.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just everyone. Any second, people would break out into chants, and it was awesome. And same thing with the soccer matches.
Yeah,
you've really seen that happen as well. So I love a guy coming to coffee on. I said, "Oh yeah, Super John McGinn scored." And he went in, he starts chanting and doing the whole thing. So it's great to see. I love that coming into the U.S. a bit more.
It's like that Maori dance there. Cindy, good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's screwy born Buzzards Bay. Yeah, it is. I can't keep track of what the district is. It's like just a weird area. Hey, Dave Hegner, thanks for joining us. We got Jack Richardson on with us, and we're just talking about his bid. Now, what is the timeline like for you going forward?
No primary. I am the nominee for the Democratic Party, and my opponent is the nominee for the Republican Party. So don't have to worry. Still important to vote, though. September 1st, there is a primary. There are elections in both parties that are happening, so important to vote.
So there's a primary. It just doesn't affect
it doesn't affect my race.
Got it.
Nope, it's going to happen. And then so November 3rd is the election date. So we're we're already in a November race. It's been that way basically since March.
Gotcha.
We've already knocked over 2,500 doors.
No one's gonna emerge and go for it. Could someone emerge and decide to be an independent?
It would be. Oh, no, actually.
Okay.
No, it's too late for an independent. It would be the biggest political upset in the history if David and I lost our primaries. So, be the most well-organized writing campaign in the history of campaigns. So I guess that could happen, but no, it's too late for an independent to get on the ballot.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a 1v1, good old-fashioned. It's actually the only general election on Cape Cod this cycle.
Okay.
At the House level. There's one in the Senate level, but yeah, so the whole Cape, this is it.
So all eyes on you.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. How do you balance that?
Good question. So the thing
He's like, I don't.
Yeah. Well, the thing my campaign team that I said to them is make sure I take off 1 day a week, and we failed miserably.
Yeah.
So I balance it in, why I'm fighting, why am I doing this is, there is a lot that working everyday people, our seniors who have given their whole lives, our veterans to this country, that they are not getting enough. And I need to be a voice for them who's going to get more done for them. And if that means, a couple hate comments or whatever it may be, or, lack of sleep, that pales in comparison to the sacrifice that other people have made. So that's what I hold in it, and the conviction and the belief in my values. And I think we're at a point where people know they're not going to agree with me on every issue, but they really respect that. I'm a straight shooter. I say what I believe, and people want conviction and they want authenticity. So I believe a lot in that. And then also win or lose, little trip to Europe right after the election.
Excellent.
Is the other thing is that was advice I got from Dylan Fernandez, is have something to look forward to where you can turn your brain
win
off
or
right
lose.
after.
Yeah.
Win or lose. Like this, and just like the Scottish, couple beers in a soccer game.
That's it. That's it. I think the world has awoken, especially here in the United States, as to the fun that comes along with a little bit of soccer. And I know there's two sides of is this over yet? And then also a lot of people just getting excited for something that they've never partook in. So it's really nice to see.
And the other thing about campaigning, and we'll see if I still think this when the weather gets colder, but right now it's just going to a lot of events in the community.
Yeah.
I was honored to sponsor Rumble on the Res last weekend.
That's awesome. Rocky's awesome.
Shouts out Rocky. Honored to have Rocky in my corner in this race, literally, as he's a boxing coach. but it was a great event where we raised, good amount of money for addiction scholarships for the tribe, and it's pretty good boxing. And I was also really fortunate to be able to sponsor the I Got You tournament in memoriam of Ryan Hendricks.
Amazing.
Which was another great time. I actually played pretty good. I played 7 points, 3 or 4 shooting, 5 rebounds.
Nice.
4 fouls in a charity event, though.
A little aggressive.
Might have been a little aggressive. But it was a good time. Race Amnesty Day. It was great to go to here in Mashpee. The first event actually I went to as a candidate was your meeting.
Marie Stevenson does a really nice job with that committee, and that committee definitely needs some more people. So if you're looking once again to be on a town committee, just go on by, question what's open, what's happening. I know somebody needs to be running the garden. Diversity committee is open. EDIC, we're looking for somebody on the finance committee. That's a big one. If you are anybody in that realm and are interested in our town politics and government, please go and deal with the finances, because it's making me nervous with all the sewering and all of the projects that we've got coming up. It's scary.
That's a big one in every town. It's not just a Mashpee issue.
No,
every town.
We're in better shape than a lot of towns right now. I look to our
Yeah.
neighbors and I'm like, we're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Financially and wastewater wise.
Yeah.
Every town on this Commonwealth, and actually I'll give Senator Fernandez credit. He just had a Boston Globe article the other day saying the state aid formula is broken.
Yeah.
Why is Wellesley getting more money than other communities? I think they're doing all right. It needs to be more distributed. It's the way it's based is basically they found out there's really no formula. It's just kind of an arbitrary, this is how it works.
Yeah.
And we actually rank Massachusetts as one of the lower, in terms of actually giving out state aid per capita. We're one of the lower ones anywhere in the country. So I think that's something we need to give.
That surprises me.
It surprises me a lot,
because they
too.
just assume we're higher income, so we don't? I don't know.
I wouldn't say that. I think that the state does offer more programs than most other communities, so it's a bit lopsided. So because some programs that towns would offer in other states are offered by the state here, is a big part of it. I think we should change that. I think we should have more aid to our towns like this.
Yeah.
And also we have these kind of dual mandates. So one, like I mentioned, I wear my sleeves on my chest. One thing I believe is 40B is not working for our communities. You've pissed off housing advocates, environmentalists, NIMBYs in one team.
Yep.
It's never possible, but you have.
But
with
you
this.
managed to do it.
Yeah, so it's not working.
What you thought was good was not good, and now everyone's
No.
using it as a loophole to jam in things we don't want.
Bingo. So
It's not great.
We got to change that. And I've said publicly, we had a developer who came in Falmouth, and he's had some good projects. He actually had a decent project here in Mashpee, but this one in Falmouth, he sued the town's safe harbor status so he could raise rates on the units and have less units to basically force his project pull. So I said, this is BS. Like that's the quote that's in the minutes. Because this is not
Like, and you can leave that. Put it in capitals.
that's quite literally what I said, I think. So it's on my page if you want to see it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because look, this is not working for our communities. And we have that big project that happened in Falmouth on Main Street. And it's massive. It's massive, and it's importantly, the affordable units aren't affordable.
Yeah,
and it's not actually full at all. So that's the thing here is that we need housing that's actually affordable for working people, for seniors who want to downsize, and we can do that with these. Like when you think of Cape Cod, you think of Commercial Street in Provincetown, you think of Main Street in Falmouth.
I know.
You think of Buzzard. You think of the Commons, dense mixed use. Where you have commercial, you have restaurant, you have residential in one area.
Yeah.
With all of our wastewater troubles, that's the way to go. It's not putting a
I know it scares people though. I mean, density scares people. You say that, then they're like, ugh.
Yeah, but it's just that's why I just
but done right.
I just pointed out it's like the most attractive and sought after areas of the Cape are the densest.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not saying to put density in Hatchville or in Katuitt. We're saying to put it where it makes sense.
Correct.
And where it already exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else that you want to say before we go today? I feel like we've covered a lot of stuff. If you've got questions for Jack, what is the best place that people can connect with you?
Yeah. I just want to thank you, Stephanie, for having me on. It's been great, and you do a lot of great work in the community.
I appreciate that.
Like it's. I think one other issue I want to bring in is it's funny. The Enterprise accidentally mixed quoted me when I ran for select board, saying that agriculture was a priority for mine. But now I've really lived to it, and it's been
You've been at the farmers market. I appreciate it.
And I think that there's going to be, and one thing I would hope to do as a state rep is really bring. There's a lot of great things happening in Falmouth on farming, a lot of great things you're doing here.
Yeah.
In Mashpee. I want to really lead that for the district, and that's one thing that you've done a really great job with.
Well, for me, Falmouth has got the land. They've got all this, like, I let Mashpee be the business of that. And I really want to lean into that space. We've got the mobility for it. We touch so many places, which is why we're working on a food hub and a community kitchen and a place that we can support micro businesses and agriculture and all in one. And we've got this huge food rescue program that we're working on right now, which is finally all of the Council of Churches, the council, like the people that are working in the food space can talk to each other better, get metrics of who needs what, move something if it needs to be moved in a day. And we just built the infrastructure for that with a DEP grant.
Terrific.
So like I am seeing it actionable.
And you're exactly right where you guys have a piece and Falmouth has a completely different
Correct.
piece, and somebody needs to be there bringing you guys together.
And that's really why I took the job as the chamber executive, is because I saw all of our businesses working together. Like instead of being so siloed, I definitely want to work to bring what we're all good at and then put it to use.
Exactly.
Like I'm so aggravated. No, this is yours and this is mine.
And I made after I made that promise that I didn't make, but one thing I didn't delivered on was on the Falmouth Housing Authority. I got an earmark in where they're going to have community gardens whenever possible at every property, because that's kind of the future of farming, these small plot farms. They're going to try and do that wherever they're developing. And then also on the we put it in our new strategic plan in Falmouth, where we try to conserve as much land as possible and also zone for agriculture as much as possible. And we're now going to consider in RFP processes for new housing projects, is there any way you can have green space and agriculture space?
Awesome. It needs to happen. You need to learn how to garden. Like this is the stuff that we can do. Lessons and feeding yourself. And we're back here at square one once again as we talk about cycles and circles.
There we go.
We need to learn how to grow things again. I have hope as I see all the videos on TikTok of everybody just glamorizing how hard it is to work on a farm or actually feed yourself or know the ingredients that you're putting in your body. But I love the direction in which we're going. Yeah, absolutely. That's the other reason I'm running, is so I can eat all this good food at all these different events. Jen, if you've got are you just saying hi or you just have a question? I love you. Thanks for jumping in. She's got a new food business that is rolling into Sandwich. She did Jenny's Affairs, which is like home cooked meals so that people can on the go grab something that is at least healthy, conscious, and what's in it ingredients wise, so you can feed your family when you're busy. That's awesome. I know. And so now she's got her little food truck, and this is the space we're working in. Brick and mortar is really hard for a lot of people, and we need to be more supportive of these micro businesses. Had a great meeting yesterday with the LC3. I think people forget that all of our chambers talk to each other. We meet bi-weekly, and we all just kind of share things. And yesterday we had some great people from Boston come in and talk about the Next Door program, in which people are trying to support small businesses, micro businesses, people with like 1 to 19 employees, somewhere in there. And what do you need? Do you need social media? Do you need your handhold for funding? And we asked, what is the thing that you're looking for or you're seeing the most from small businesses? And they're like, funding. Yeah. And it's mostly for capacity. It's like just it's wild how many people need things. Yeah. And then also on the Cape, you have a workers issue because over 50% of the Cape's workforce can't afford to live on the Cape. 100%. Now you throw a bridge project in, and where the hell are people going to work? Right. Yeah, absolutely. So that's terrifying. That's a huge issue. And I attended the Cape Chamber's annual meeting last month. I don't remember the days anymore. Yeah, I think it was last month. But the whole genesis of the meeting was the Cape is open for business. Because we want people yes, there's a big traffic. The traffic's always bad. The Cape is such a special place, but it's really important that people still come here and spend money here on Cape Cod. But I think that, the state needs to really nail this communication process. I was proud to organize with Senator Fernandez the Cape Bridges Forum, where we quarterly have in every town in the district. We'll meet every few months at the auditorium with the head of the mega projects and department in Mass DOT, and folks can come in and ask any question they want.
We're not building a tunnel. That question can't be asked again.
Please.
But
we've heard it too many times. It's not going to work.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
It can't happen.
Sorry.
But that's been a really good start of the process. And one thing I've always committed towards is, if elected, I'm going to hold a town hall in my first month of office. People can just come and ask questions. I think transparency is really important. I think having routine office hours in the district, and that's why I've been everywhere and why I have not taken a day off, is because I want to know everyone's issues. And it's 44,000 people in the district, but it's everyone has their own level of comfort in their own community and their own space. So it's been a priority of me. And also, everywhere we wear a digital microphone when I campaign, so we can record. And my meet and greets are public. Actually, at FC TV came to one of my meet and greets. So
good.
I got nothing to hide. I'm letting it all out.
I think
there.
it's important. Yeah. Jen Christian from E for All. Thanks so much for joining us. She's amazing at working with small businesses. She's got one herself with Car Seat Mama, supporting just making sure us parents and grandparents and caregivers know how to properly install a car seat. And yes, they do expire. Get a hold of her for that. But she also does some organizational stuff. So if you're frazzled and fried and you need somebody to give you a direction and to pare your life down a little bit, she'll help you in your business that way. So go visit Jen Christian. She's awesome. And she's in this chat right here. You win tomorrow. What happens? What's next for you besides going on vacation? Then you come back to go to work. Yeah. Then what?
Yeah, it'll be filing. I mean, it's really interesting because your busiest month at the State House, from what I've seen working there for Senator Fernandez, is you file like all of your legislation in 2 weeks. So
no pressure.
Yeah, just no pressure. Figure out if you have an aide. Do it. So that will be it. One thing I'm going to do, if I do win as well, I'm going to try and get an apartment up in Boston and really get to know my colleagues and new people, because that's how you get things done. And Rep. Moakley, a good friend of mine, says he really enjoyed doing that his first year because he really got to know his colleagues, because people are from all over the state.
Yeah, so they roll in whenever they roll in
exactly.
and have time and issues.
And, when there's a bridge project, it's probably going to take 4 hours to get home. So
yeah.
If we end at, midnight. So, yeah, I think the day one of the job, if I'm elected, will be to meet with every select board and every town manager, and then specifically, if possible, hold town halls across the district and hear directly from constituents more. Now that I am your state representative, what exactly do you need me to do for you?
Yeah,
I think a lot of it is on I hope to file legislation to change 40B. Because it's not working. And this is not a Falmouth issue, a Mashpee issue, a Bourne issue. This is a Commonwealth issue. Big thing in Plymouth.
Yeah.
So I think that's one bill I'd file. I'd like to file legislation to find a funding source for supporting farming, whether that be, a small tax on maybe corporate grocery stores, or finding a way where it doesn't hurt everyday regular people, but a way where we need to actually get, a project without funding, a vision without funding is a hallucination.
Yeah.
We need to
I like that. Yeah. I hallucinate all the time.
So we need a way to actually get money to farmers to, create these partnerships you're talking about, and support them. So that's something I strongly support. I much bigger ticket, but I would represent this district, but I think all issues are important. Healthcare costs are too expensive. I would support state-sponsored Medicare for all. We were a leader on Medicare for all. We were a leader on on a public option, in the early 2000s, with mandating everyone has to have coverage and care. We are the second richest state per capita and the richest nation in the history of nations. We can afford to put people's health first.
Ugh.
Correct.
I can't. I'm like, we're not even opening that can of worms on healthcare right now, because it's deep, it's vast, it's ugly.
Yeah, but we have too many talented and smart people in this state to not find a way to drive costs down.
Mm-hmm.
And those are some small items, some bigger ticket items. But it's really important, I think, for me to hear from everyone, Democrat or Republican, people. I'm gonna knock more doors than votes I'm gonna get, win or lose. But I want to legislate and represent everyone. So again, Jack P. Richardson, Jack, at Jack Richardson MA on all platforms, 508-566-5114, or Jack at jackprichardson.com. You can reach me at all those places, and contact form on the website as well. If you'd like to volunteer, there's a volunteer button. If you'd like to donate, it's expensive, as we mentioned. Every dollar counts. You can reach me at all those places. And if you see me out in the community, I hope you come and say hello.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Jack, thank you so much for
again.
hanging out with us today. Thank you very much to Mashpee TV for always putting up with us.
Shouts out, Chris.
Chris is the best.
Yep. Channel
1072 in HD. If it's not working for you, then you need a new box. Call 1-800-COMCAST. We will see you on Monday. We've got a full slate of shows next week. It's Fair Week, so brace yourself. You know it's Fair Week. You know it's going to be busy. You know there's going to be traffic on the road. It's just what's going to happen. So prepare yourself, pack your patience, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.